Imagine for a moment that the solution to your financial problems is hidden in a single sentence. A simple request. Something so powerful that, when spoken with true intention, it can transform debt into abundance, scarcity into prosperity, and fear into security. Now, what if that request were available to you today? What would you do with that power? Is there really a formula, a technique capable of reversing any financial crisis? And more importantly, why do so many people still live in need when something so accessible and effective is available? The answer, surprisingly, is linked to a story that few know about. It begins in an unexpected place, Venezuela in the 1970s. During 1972, a major event took place in Caracas. An international conference brought together thinkers, spiritualists, and scholars of the human mind to discuss a topic that was considered daring at the time: the conscious creation of wealth. The name of the event was straightforward and ambitious: the power to create wealth. Among the guests was a remarkable woman with a steady gaze and soft voice named Connie Mendez. Connie was no ordinary figure. A writer, researcher, and personal development enthusiast, she had dedicated years of her life to studying the relationship between the mind, spirituality, and material abundance. Her conviction was clear: all people have a divine right to live a prosperous life, free from limitations imposed by inherited beliefs or external circumstances. But her ideas did not please everyone. While many applauded her lectures and adopted her practices, a more skeptical group rose up against her. There are those who thought that talking about wealth as something accessible to anyone was pure illusion. After all, how could you explain so much poverty in the world if everyone really had this inner power? However, Connie stood her ground. She wasn't there to convince anyone. She was there to plant a seed, and whoever was ready would reap the rewards. What few knew was that behind that seemingly quiet woman was a carefully guarded technique, a special request, a kind of affirmative prayer capable of repositioning the mind to attract opportunities, ideas, and actions aligned with the flow of wealth. According to reports from her closest followers, Connie applied this technique frequently, and the results were visible. She told, for example, the story of a woman who lived in extreme hardship, accumulated bills, children to raise, and no steady job. After learning the method, this woman saw her life reconfigure itself in weeks. An unexpected invitation to work for a foreign company, followed by promotions, bonuses, and finally, the purchase of her dream home. What was behind it? Connie called it the absolute trust request. She explained that most people want wealth, but doubt that they deserve it or that it is possible. And it is precisely this doubt that sabotages any attempt. The request, then, should be made with total faith, as if the universe had already answered. It was not a plea, but a statement of certainty. But be careful. It wasn't just repeating words without feeling. It was necessary to feel as if it were already real. According to her, it was the emotion generated during the request that activated the internal magnetic field. And this field, in turn, aligned reality with desire. During the conference, while many discussed theories and statistics, Connie stood up and declared loudly, "Wealth is not a privilege. It is a state of consciousness. And anyone who changes their view of money will also change their reality." Criticism came immediately. Some left the auditorium. Others laughed derisively. But what no one could deny was the impact her words had. Without aggression or imposition, she planted an idea that would grow over the decades, and that continues to transform lives today. Many of Connie Mendez's teachings were recorded in books, lectures, and manuscripts. But the most valuable of these were passed down orally among initiates. It was the request, the same one you are about to learn. And when used with awareness and truth, it has the power to unlock the financial flow blocked by doubt, shame, or fear of failure. And it is precisely this request that will be revealed in the next part of this video. Before we continue, remember, this information has come to you not by chance, but by synchronicity. This means that you are ready to transform your life. And to ensure that this technique continues to reach more people, like this video now, share it with those who need to hear it, and activate the bell so you don't miss the rest of this revelation. The auditorium was packed, but the silence was absolute. Everyone waited expectantly for the moment when Connie Mendez would take the stage. The tension was palpable, not only because of what she promised to reveal, but because of the boldness with which she challenged beliefs that had been ingrained for centuries. She had made a risky choice to prove in front of everyone that her theory was not only possible, it was real, applicable, and foolproof. And there was no doubt in her eyes. Connie deeply trusted what she had discovered through years of research on the human mind, the power of belief, and the energy of money. For her, faith and prosperity went hand in hand, and to deny that was to deny a natural right. When she picked up the microphone, her tone was calm but rock solid. She said bluntly, "If you believe everything I've shared with you, you can achieve absolutely anything you desire. And today, I'm going to prove it to you." The room erupted in murmurs. The audience shifted, eyes wide, some skeptical, others curious. But she didn't flinch. She knew that in that moment she had the opportunity to make history, and she didn't hesitate for a second. Connie issued a challenge. She said that anyone there could come up to her, and she would demonstrate, live, how to transform a thought of scarcity into a state of imminent wealth. People hesitated. Most were uncomfortable until a woman slowly got up and walked toward the stage. Her face showed signs of fatigue. In her eyes, there was a mixture of shame and hope. She trembled slightly, as if carrying the weight of many difficulties. As she approached, Connie gently extended her hand and welcomed her with a look of respect. "Do you really want to transform your financial life?" she asked in a calm voice. The woman replied immediately, "Yes. I've been struggling for a long time. I work during the day, at night, and still can't provide everything my children need. I want to change that. I want a decent life, a life where I no longer have to choose between paying a bill or feeding my children." Connie then asked another question, which would prove to be the turning point. "Do you believe in God?" The woman nodded with conviction. "Yes, I do." Connie looked her in the eyes and went deeper. "And do you believe that God has given you the power to prosper? Do you believe that you have the strength within you to be wealthy and influential?" The woman hesitated. Her silence spoke louder than any verbal response. She wanted to believe, but no one had ever asked her that question so directly. Perhaps she had never considered the possibility. Being wealthy, powerful, was a concept too far removed from the reality she knew. Connie sensed her doubt, but she also felt the spark. And that's when she revealed the secret. She turned to the audience and declared, "It all starts when you believe you deserve it. The key is within you." And the request that transforms everything begins with a single sentence. "I now accept, with complete confidence, all the wealth that the universe has for me." She asked the woman to repeat it with her, not just with her mouth, but with her heart, to feel what she was saying, to see her children smiling, her table full, her home safe, to see the bills being paid with ease, and herself walking lightly, wearing what she had always dreamed of. "Visualize every detail as if you were already living it," said Connie. "Now say, I accept now, with complete confidence, all the wealth that the universe has for me." The woman closed her eyes. She took a deep breath, and, even through her tears, she repeated the phrase. Once, then again, and again, until her voice grew steady. Her face changed. Her body trembled, but now with emotion. The audience watched in absolute silence. It was impossible not to feel something at that moment. Connie then hugged her and said, "Now you are the owner of your new destiny. Believe this every day. Make this request as a decree. From today on, the universe works in your favor." That episode turned the event into a milestone. People began to leave the auditorium in shock, others in tears, and many deeply moved. Connie's words echoed far beyond that day. And most surprising of all, weeks later, that same woman returned and reported that her life had completely changed. She got a stable job at a respected company. Her children started attending good schools, and for the first time, she felt she had control over her reality. The phrase had become a mantra, and she repeated it every morning with gratitude. "I now accept, with complete confidence, all the wealth that the universe has for me." This story reached hundreds of people through the conference records. And to this day, thousands follow this same teaching. The technique was not about magic words, but about repositioning the mind, activating faith, and eliminating all doubt. That is exactly what you can do from now on. If this story touched you in any way, show your support. Like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and follow the channel so you don't miss the third part of this transformative revelation. What comes next will bring this cycle to a close with a bang. The woman stood before everyone, but her mind was frozen. She felt the weight of fear, doubt, and pain accumulated over years of scarcity. Even in front of a woman as confident as Connie Mendez, she still hesitated. Her voice came out shaky. "I don't know how to respond. I don't understand how all this can work, but I feel that God is with me." Connie smiled tenderly. She had seen this many times before, the struggle between faith and fear. And so she didn't push. She just leaned in and spoke calmly. "It's okay. You don't have to understand right now. All you have to do is trust what I'm going to show you. Just follow the process." The room became serene. It was as if time had slowed down. The energy changed. And in that moment, something very simple but incredibly powerful happened. Connie held out her hand and guided the woman to close her eyes. She asked her to breathe slowly, feeling the air fill her body. Then she said in a firm, calm voice, "Just repeat this with me. I now accept with confidence and gratitude the abundance that is rightfully mine." The woman hesitated at first, but repeated it. Once, then again. With each repetition, her voice grew stronger. It was as if something was unlocking inside her. An invisible wall began to fall, not by force, but by choice. Connie continued, "Now visualize. Imagine your life as you want it to be. See yourself free. See your children happy. See your needs met. See yourself saying, 'Yes, I did it.' Because you did. From a moment you decided to accept, everything began to change." At that moment, tears streamed down the woman's face. They weren't tears of sadness. They were tears of relief, of rebirth, of real hope. Connie concluded by saying, "You don't have to understand everything. You just have to trust. Faith is more powerful than any formula." That moment deeply touched not only that woman, but everyone who was watching. And many of them, when they returned home, began to apply that same practice. The result? Real changes began to happen. Because what Connie taught was not magic. It was an internal decision. It was about saying yes to what is yours by nature. Wealth, security, peace. It all starts with a simple act. Acceptance. If this story resonated with you, don't let this moment pass you by. Enjoy this video now, share it with someone who needs new hope, and follow the channel for more content like this. You also have this power within you. You just need to activate it.